splash mouth on the guy's dick. He was a mask.
Here's Johnny.
Hey everyone!
Hello.
This is Grave Cinema here, bringing you yet another video.
Words are hard.
They are sometimes. This will be a rewatch video because I've already showed her this before when I started to show her some scary, eerie type movies. Yes.
Lay down.
And that's Raven the dog.
Thank you. She likes to go in the kitchen and lick the floor. And then she usually gets sick because I don't cook dog-friendly foods very often.
Very often. But yeah, so the movie we'll be doing tonight is going to be The Shining.
Ooh!
Yes, because it's cold.
It is very cold.
And it's a theme.
We spent most of this day in his bed because he has this comforter that is massive. If you watched our Black Christmas video, we had it down here for that too. It was very...
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh, was it Silent Night, Deadly Night?
Yep, we had that one.
Okay. Anyway,
that big white
it's
comforter.
big and fluffy,
Yeah.
and it creates this feeling of just complete relaxation in the fact that you are just the right amount of warm.
Yeah.
And you forget the 4 or 5 or 7 hours have gone by. And suddenly you look up and you're like, oh, it's 5 o'clock.
Because we just had the TV on, so.
Yeah, our plans for the day kind of got wrecked because I got times wrong, so.
But hey, you know what? We're good.
Uh-huh.
We can do a video.
Uh-huh.
And I've been wanting to show this one again. Because it's a good one to talk about. We need to at least watch it, get it fresh in our mind, so then we can do a good review of this one. Because it's a big one. Really big.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the reasons I want Axis in the house.
Axes are fun.
That and Christine McConnell.
Oh.
Yes, I know. Both of us love Goth Wifey.
Goth Wifey, if you haven't
Have you ever
her
watched
out.
these videos, Christine McConnell? Yeah,
I don't think she will.
probably not, but yeah.
Yeah.
Your Netflix show shouldn't have gotten canceled, and I'm still upset about it. Love your YouTube series. If you haven't seen that, do it. If you have money, like we don't, go subscribe to her Patreon and then ours.
If you like. Yes.
Shameless plug over an artist I love.
But yeah, so since it's cold, we want to do something cold. We want to do something classic. And something
Shining definitely fits those.
that I want to rewatch and definitely to have a chance for us to talk about. Okay?
Yeah.
So, without further delay, I think we should get to it. All right?
Do the thing!
All right. The Shining.
Is it pretty island? Look at that water. Oh, so clear.
Long, windy road in the mountains. A Stanley Kubrick film. The Shining. There's the overlook.
It is a really pretty building. It's a damn shame.
The interview.
I don't want to go there, Mrs. Torrance.
Well, how come you don't want to go?
I just don't.
Well, let's just wait and see. We're all gonna have a real good time.
Yeah, they're gonna have a real good time.
Jack Torrance.
What line of work are you in now?
I'm a writer. Our season here runs from May 15th to October 30th. The only thing that can get a bit trying up here during the winter is the tremendous sense of isolation.
I'm outlining a new writing project, and 5 months of peace is just what I want.
Yeah.
That's very good, Jack.
5 months.
Because
5 months all alone.
isolation can of itself become a problem. There's one other thing I think that we should talk about. I've been known to give a few people second thoughts about the job.
You can go stark raving mad?
Yeah,
I don't
it could
know,
happen.
my predecessor in this job hired a man named Charles Grady as the winter caretaker. He must have suffered some kind of a complete mental breakdown. He killed his family with an axe. He put both barrels of a shotgun in his mouth. I think you could appreciate why I wanted to tell you about it.
Well, you can rest assured, Mr. Ullman, that's not going to happen with me.
Because your son's going to trap you outside in an ice labyrinth and you're going to freeze to death.
It's not gonna happen with
I'm
him.
sure she'll be absolutely fascinated. She's a confirmed ghost story and horror film addict.
Just like me.
You have me with the ghost stories. The horror film addict. I'm getting there.
Tony, why don't you want to go to the hotel?
It's haunted.
Don't want to.
I really wonder how they pulled this shot off.
Blood. It's probably miniature.
Oh. Those really look like twins. An 8-year-old and a 10-year-old. Who dresses their 8-year-old and 10-year-old identical every single day anyway?
Weirdos.
Is Tony one of your animals?
No, he's a little bit that lives in my mouth.
Tony's his imaginary friend.
I'm quite sure there's nothing physically wrong with Danny. What sort of injury did he have?
He dislocated his shoulder.
It's like that ash.
Just one of those
Notices
things,
that.
you know, purely an accident.
It's a lot of ash. Look it up.
My husband had been drinking and wasn't exactly in the greatest mood that night. Grabbed his arm, you know, to pull him away from him. Used too much strength and he injured Danny's arm. Anyway,
So he's abusive.
I'm never gonna touch another drop. And if I do, you can leave me. He hasn't had any alcohol in 5 months.
He's never gonna be an abusive drunk again. Closing day.
Ever.
No. Of course not.
Wasn't it around here that the Donner Party got snowbound?
What was the donor party?
They got snowbound one winter in the mountains. They had to resort to cannibalism in order to stay alive.
They ate each other up? I know all about cannibalism. I saw it on TV.
It's okay. You saw it on the television.
Saw it on the television. It's okay. I saw Hannibal too. It's a great series.
Was, yes, very much a great series.
Dramatic close up. He sees them.
They look like twins.
Already see the ghosts.
It's supposed to be located on an Indian burial ground, and I believe they
Oh.
actually had to repel it.
Indian burial ground.
They were building it.
It's one of the 3 ways to haunt things.
Well, he sure did a beautiful job.
The cold room.
The gold room.
Oh, well, we can accommodate up to 300 people here very comfortably. We always remove all the booze from the premises when we shut down.
We don't drink.
Well, then you're in luck.
Yeah.
Come on over
They
and
don't
say
drink.
hello to Mr.
He's
and Mrs.
trying, and I
Torrance.
definitely
Mr.
applaud him for that.
Head chef.
I mean, had he not gone to this hotel, he probably would have done a good job of recovery because he's trying, but this hotel ain't gonna fuck him up.
How do you post like our
Gone
hotel?
fucking good.
He's gonna get haunted.
Right up the ass.
Right here is our walk-in freezer. Dozen of pork roast and 20
Pretty
legs of
sweet
lamb.
deal for a job
You
that ain't
like
gonna
lamb,
feed you too.
Well, they get snowed in. They need to have a supply of food.
Well, I think
Yeah.
we can manage that too.
I mean, it's nice that they have that for him. Job that feeds you. Who doesn't love that?
Canned fish and meat, hot and cold cereals,
Got canned everything.
toast toast.
Tang!
How'd you like some ice cream, Doc?
I'm speaking to you with my mind.
Do you know how I knew your name was Doc? Could hold conversations entirely without ever opening our mouths. She called it shiny.
Shiny.
How long have you been able to do it? I guess you could say the Overlook Hotel here has something about us like shining.
Yeah, ghosts.
Indian burial ground.
You're scared of room 237, ain't you?
No, I ain't.
Yeah, you are.
But you ain't got no business going in there anyway. You understand? Stay out.
A month later. I think someone's gonna be going in room 237.
Gee, whatever would give you that idea.
Yeah, we were warned not to go in there.
That's a good point.
Big wheel.
I had one.
Yeah, he's cruising in style. Nice use of the mirror.
I guess we've been staying up too late. It's really nice up here, isn't it?
I love it. I really do.
Yeah, we love it. And, you know, it's a Stephen King story.
There's a typewriter.
Main character's a writer, but in a lot of things, he has a writer as one of his main characters.
I'm coming in close.
Into the maze.
Oh, I like a model.
Oh yeah, look at that. Tuesday.
From 1 month to Tuesday.
There's the famous carpet.
Mm-hmm.
What are we looking at, Danny?
What room could this be?
Ooh, it's 237.
Not 237. He was told not to go into that room.
You better stay out of there. It's been twins again. Look, it's hard at work now.
Hi, hon.
Don't want you to see what I'm typing.
Good luck ready today?
Yes.
I'll come back later on with a couple of sandwiches for you, and maybe you'll let me read something then.
No.
You're distracting me, and it will then take me time to get back to where I work. When I'm in here, that means that I am working. That means don't come in. How do you think you can handle that?
Yeah.
You probably could have said that nicer.
Why don't you start right now and get the fuck out of here?
Okay.
He's already starting to lose it. You can tell in this scene. I think it's part of why Stephen King didn't like him casting, because he goes too soon into the crazy realm. Whereas in his original story, it takes longer.
Not the casting's fault. That's the director.
Yeah.
The screenwriter.
Yeah, but it's also Jack Nicholson just has this crazy aura about him, naturally, so... Oh, Thursday! See, like, there, right there, you can tell. He's already lost it at this point. He knows he can't write shit. And it's just not there anymore. Looks like me when I'm at work, too. Saturday!
A nice roaring fire.
Yeah, nice big fireplace. Big fire. Twins! They haunting you, Danny.
Hello, Danny.
Hello, Danny.
Come and
Play with us.
Come
Play with us, Danny.
Forever.
Ooh. Some quick cuts to that murder.
Ever.
Those poor guys.
It's got a power you can't control.
Well, even if he didn't have a power he can't control, there's a pretty good chance he'd still be being haunted.
Yeah. But is he only able to see them because of the shining? Is the question.
It isn't real.
Monday.
At least the little demon in his head is trying to do right by him.
You're supposed to be sleeping, Dad. What are you doing? Slipping further into madness? Come to Daddy.
Nothing to be afraid of. Daddy looks crazy like this all the time.
Maybe he just needs a hug.
Sometimes we all need a hug when we're super stressed.
I want you to like it here.
I want you to stay forever.
I want you to like it.
Stay here.
You would never hurt Mommy and me, would you?
Would ya?
I love you, Danny. I'll never do anything to hurt you. Never.
No. Never.
Don't you?
Yes, Dad.
He just got that crazy look in his eye.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ball.
Mom?
Come.
The door's open.
Go in, Danny. Go into room 237. It's okay.
Listen, I know I've seen this before, but I don't like it.
Oh, you're fine.
I know, but it's a child in danger.
Honestly, she's doing more to caretake that place than her husband is. Having a bad dream there.
It's the most horrible dream I ever had.
It's okay now.
I feel for you, man.
I dreamed that I killed you and Danny. I took in little pieces. I must be losing my mind.
Yeah, you are. You are losing your mind.
Your dad just got a headache.
Danny was in room 237.
Danny, what happened to your neck?
Danny can't speak right now.
He was asleep.
But who else is there?
But he was asleep.
You did this to him. You did this to him. Didn't you? How could you?
Bitch, I was asleep! Let me go for a walk. Let's go to the gold room.
Goddamn soul.
That little?
Where's the beer?
That little. You give your soul for that little.
Offer up his soul. Let's see if somebody will take him up on that offer.
Of course somebody will. It's the Overlook.
A little slow tonight, isn't it?
Ooh, now we're stocked up.
What'll it be?
I just happen to have 2 20s and 2 10s right here in my wallet. You slip me a bottle of bourbon, a little glass, and some ice. Say, Lloyd, it seems I'm temporarily late.
I thought you had $60.
Here's to 5 miserable months on the wagon.
Promised your family.
Hotel's taking control of him.
Things could be better.
Besides,
Lloyd.
probably thinks he's just imagining everything.
Just a little problem with the old sperm bank upstairs.
The old sperm bank.
I'd do anything for him.
But you can stay away from alcohol for him.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I live, she'll never let me forget what happened.
Because you did it drunk.
It was an accident. Completely unintentional. It was 3 goddamn years ago.
Oh, shit! There's someone else in the hotel with us. There's a crazy woman in one of the rooms. She tried to strangle Danny.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
No, Danny told me.
Well,
He went up into one of the
she doesn't
bedrooms.
believe you did it.
Saw this crazy woman in the bathtub.
Which room was it?
I wonder.
More snow.
Nice art.
Winds tonight and tomorrow.
Incoming transmission. Also an interesting carpet pattern.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Who's in the tub?
Naked chick!
Naked chick!
Honestly, if they'd had clothes on, I think it would have been more weirded out.
He's like, oh, hello.
Person with rounder boobs than my wife.
He's like, ooh, yeah.
If anyone ever had a lecherous grin, that would be it.
Titties and bush. How about a little kissy, kissy, kissy?
To someone who is not your wife. I mean, she's also not living. But she's definitely not your wife.
Maybe he thinks he's dreaming again. What you see? What you notice there, huh? Uh-oh. Not as sexy for you anymore, huh?
I thought he killed his wife with an axe.
That could be another spirit. I've read the book. There are more spirits in there.
I know, but
Yeah.
I thought they focused around Grady because that's the one they talked about.
We'll see.
Did you find anything?
No, nothing at all. I didn't see one goddamn thing.
You didn't see anything at all?
Absolutely nothing. How is he?
No, I didn't see
He's
anything.
still asleep. What about those bruises on his neck?
I think he did it to himself.
How did he rip his shirt?
Once you rule out his version of what happened, there is no other explanation.
I didn't do
Is
it.
there?
You didn't do it.
He was asleep. I will vouch that he was asleep.
What do you think there are in this hotel? Ghosts?
You know, it is surprising that they don't actually bring in any Native American ghosts.
You mean just leave the hotel? I have let you fuck up my life so far, but I am not gonna let you fuck this up.
Oh my. How you feeling there? Ooh, it's a party.
Fancy.
Good evening, Mr. Torrance.
Good evening. Hi, Lloyd. Been away, but now I'm back.
Good evening, Mr. Torrance.
Thought you were late.
No charge to you, Mr. Torrance. Your money's no good here.
We already have your soul.
Orders from the house.
The actual house. Like the hotel you're in.
I'm the kind of man likes to know who's buying their drinks, Lloyd.
It's not a matter that concerns you, Mr. Torrance.
Anything you say, Lloyd.
That took a lot of convincing.
I'll take the drink. Have me a little dance.
I'm so sorry, sir. We'll come along to the gentleman's room, sir, and we'll get some water to it, sir.
Hold this for you there,
Oh.
Jeevesy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
What do they call you around here, Jeevesy?
Grady, sir. Delbert Grady.
It's Mr. Grady.
Delbert Grady.
That's right, sir.
Weren't you once the caretaker here? You were the caretaker here. You, chopped your wife and daughter up into little bits.
I don't have any recollection of that at all.
You were the caretaker here.
I'm sorry to differ with you, sir.
Are you?
But you are the caretaker. You've always been the caretaker.
Dun dun dun.
Your son is attempting to bring an outside party into this situation.
Who?
Cook.
I can't have that.
Yes, we're the highest of white society. We must keep our noses so far up in the air we forgot what the ground looks like.
He has a talent.
I don't think you are aware how great it is
He can shine.
that he is attempting to use that very talent against your will.
There's also theories that Jack himself there has a bit of the shining in him, which is how he's able to see them as well.
That I would believe, because then it would explain how it got passed to the other one.
Yep.
Perhaps they need a good talking to. One of them actually stole a pack of matches and tried to burn it down. But I corrected them, sir.
He corrected them.
And when my wife tried to prevent me from doing my duty, I corrected her.
He corrected her.
Dearest daddy fought an ex, gave his family 40 wives.
How do you correct something? Just whack away at it. Red rum. Red rum.
They're brave kids, they're not going to be allowed to watch this movie.
Why not?
Because I don't want them doing that in the middle of the night.
What? Just going, red rum. Red
Yes,
rum.
you know kids, they're going to do it. It's going to get annoying real fast.
Red rum.
Danny's not here, Mrs. Torrance. Come on in.
Oh my. I'm gonna disable the radio. 8 a.m.
What time will we get to Denver?
We're due to arrive at 8:20, sir.
Thank you very much.
Back to work. She's taking a bat with her.
Jack?
Let's read a little bit of what he's been writing. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Even with all the typos, just makes it that much better. And somebody actually had to type all this out too. He's always been writing. He's been losing his mind a lot longer than you realize.
How do you like it? What do you want to talk about?
The weather.
Maybe it was about Danny.
Maybe he should be taken to a doctor as soon as possible. As soon as possible.
You believe his health might be at stake.
Yeah, she does.
The owners have placed their complete confidence and trust in me, and that I have signed a letter of agreement, a contract.
Contract.
I have accepted that responsibility.
Contract.
You have the slightest idea.
Stay away from me.
Why? I'm not gonna hurt you.
No,
Wendy,
it's not gonna hurt you.
darling, I said I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains. Stop swinging the bat.
You just said you were going to bash her brains in. But you want her to put the bat down.
Of course, make it easy for him.
Baby, the only thing you need to do is move your hands down the bat.
A little bit farther, yeah, it's choke's too high.
Yeah.
Stop. Wendy.
Murder!
Give me the bat.
Oh, tagged him. Down he
You know
goes.
she moved her hands down though.
At least he's dragging him where he can't be a threat.
Or can
What are you doing?
Let you chill for a little bit.
he? Oh no, he's in the storage room.
Got him locked up.
It is never a bad idea to have insurance.
Oh no.
And I will always approve of a woman arming herself.
Let me out of here and I'll forget the whole goddamn thing. It'll be just like nothing ever happened.
Will it?
Yeah, will it? Are you not crazy anymore?
Wendy, baby,
Let me try for sympathy.
I think you hurt my head real bad.
Think that'll convince her?
Wouldn't convince me. I'd go get on the radio, and I'd call for one.
Go check it out.
Go check it out.
As he fucked with the snowcat.
And the radio.
Hell of a set, though.
Mm-hmm.
Winter Wonderland.
That snowdrift. Done. And let's take a little nap. Is that knocking?
It's Grady, Mr. Torrance. Delbert Grady.
I'll deal with that situation as soon as I get out of here. Just give me one more chance to prove it, Mr. Grady.
The lock is opened.
A very unopenable lock unless you have hands.
Ghost hands. It was a ghost. Oh, look, it's a cat.
Meow.
Snow cat. He's coming to help. Red rum. One thing I must say, the soundtrack to this is also excellent. Sense of unease and eeriness throughout the whole movie. It's a great job of setting the tone. Or the E.
Red rum, red rum,
Red rum! Red rum! Red rum! Red rum! Murder! Dun, dun, dun. Uh-oh! Daddy found an axe.
Wendy, I'm home.
Just slide right on down. Whee! Yeah, you can't go in exactly that.
Out, come out, wherever you are.
Fine. He's gone full crazy eye.
Not by the hair on your chinny chin chin. And I'll blow your house in. Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny. It would have made more sense if they actually named the character Johnny. He made it. Uh-oh. There's somebody else here. Just hide in here. Good thing you slowed down by a loop.
Poor man. Trying to do so much good.
Anybody here?
Oh no. Got him. Got it.
So can she hear the chanting?
Yeah, I think she's starting to now hear the spirits of the hotel as well. And seeing some random ass shit like that.
I didn't even get his mouth on the guy's dick. He was a mask.
I don't know. The eternal question. Daddy! Into the maze. Follow your footprints, Danny. great party, isn't it? Haunting the place.
Mm-hmm. That's what happens when you put stuff on Indian burial ground. Don't fuck with the native rights, man.
Oh, look at Danny, you know, backtracking.
So then...
Tracks just end. He got up and flew away. Fucking the tracks back out.
I hate this part because it always feels like he's about to just show up and grab him.
Maybe he will. That's not cat and go.
Looks like his heart's giving out.
You're getting a foog out.
Yep.
How you doing there, Jack? Look a little woozy.
It's amazing that the kid lasted as long as he did with the temperatures he was in.
Mm-hmm.
They're both running on adrenaline.
That's how I feel some mornings in this weather.
Mm-hmm. Just about every time I go outside.
July 4th ball. And look who's there now.
I don't see Grady in that picture.
Grady was a caretaker in like 1970.
Then why is Jack in the picture?
To fuck with the audience, okay?
A lot of guys trying to imitate Charlie Chaplin in that photo.
He's now part of the hotel. It's mainly what this symbolizes. Over 100 years ago now. And credits. So that was The Shining, the classic film by Stanley Kubrick.
Starring Jack Nicholson.
Did it ever? Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got pretty cray-cray in this one. You know? What are your thoughts on it?
Pretty cray-cray?
Well,
Sweetie,
yeah.
I've gone cray-cray. I've never gone after my entire family with an axe.
Well, it be like that sometimes.
I mean, I understand.
What do you feel about this now if we rewatched it? What's our opinions for this one?
I think it was a great concept. It's not something many people think of, but having, I mean, an Indian burial ground is one of the tropes when it comes to horror movies.
Yes.
Don't fuck with those. Really, don't fuck with those. Pipeline. Anyway, I think it was a great concept that somebody hadn't tried before. So it brought a little bit of adventure to the story and it brought something new.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't even see much about it now. You see haunted places, but not much, like, the other people don't know it's haunted. You know? Because it's still a fully fledged hotel in the summertime and nobody goes crazy and kills anyone.
No, it's only in the winter when
Only in the winter
they're
months.
isolated and more
And not
susceptible.
just isolated. Winter's the worst month of the year for a lot of folks because of depression spiking and
Yeah, it's
you're not
true.
getting enough vitamin D from the sun and you don't have as much to go out and do because nobody wants to go out and be cold and everybody doesn't want everybody else in everybody else's spaces and not everybody has friends like you do who have people over at their house like every other week. You know? And on top of that, you're right, the isolation would get to people. I mean, like, that's COVID quarantine, but you actually have to enforce it completely. Instead of just mostly.
For at least 5 Well, 6.5, kind of, really.
6.5 if they're staying till they open. Well, they were staying till May 1st. So 6.
So it'd be 6 months, because... Yep.
Yeah.
Half a year.
Half a year.
Half a year.
Half
all
a year in
alone.
isolation.
With nothing but your family.
Nothing. And no cable, no new movies, no entertainment except for your family and what is around you. Like...
Well, they had TV. They were watching TV earlier.
Right.
So... But no cable, just basic over-the-air stuff.
And that could go
time.
out pretty easily if the phone lines go down that fast.
Yeah, and the power goes out. But I would think that place would have generators or something, and it's a boiler.
That doesn't mean it's gonna fix the cable.
That's, well, yeah. And that's true. That is
Even
true.
antennas would go down in that.
It's a fairly isolated place. This is one of the major, horror movies about, a haunting.
You know, surprisingly, for a horror movie, I do have to remark that even for the especially for the camera quality they had at that time, that maze at the very end looks stunning. It's utterly gorgeous. A
Kubrick film. He always has a high amount of quality when it comes to the filmmaking.
I understand, but you think about the time it was the time it was made.
80.
Right.
Well, 79, but yeah.
They didn't have that high quality then, and they still managed to make that look ethereal. They managed to make it look utterly magical. Even though, a small child is being chased with an axe.
Mm-hmm.
I have to applaud that 1,000 times over.
Probably lots of use of Steadicam with the way they were going through that maze and such.
It's not just that, it's the lighting. It's the way the snow was draping on the bushes, or whatever the hell that you call them that made the walls. It's the way the snow was piled up on the sides, which I'm guessing wasn't real snow, because that kid would have frozen way too fast. He'd have slowed down.
He would have, but he was running for his life. He was being chased by Daddy with an axe.
Which, if that isn't a real maze that they were playing in, that makes that all the more kind of incredible, because then they built it, and it still looked that good. You couldn't tell if that wasn't a real maze, you had no way of knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I also find it interesting at the very end where the mom finally starts to see things. And was it the guy in the tuxedo, was that Grady that she runs into downstairs?
No, I believe that was representative of a ghost that was the previous owner who was throwing the party. There's more details in the book itself, and also differences from the book and movie as well. Stephen King notoriously did not like the way this adaptation turned out.
Didn't he try and do a TV series version?
He did do his own version. I haven't seen that version, but it should be closer to the book version as well. Even though the changes they made in this, after reading the book myself, I'm like, I can see why they made that change, because it works very well as a film. Mm-hmm. And it's great as well, because when they eventually released a sequel of this, Dr. Sleep, it did a great job of combining what I guess would be the book sequel with the movie that was made for this as well. So they did an adaptation of the sequel, but also an adaptation of a sequel to the movie itself to try to join the two together. And I really like the sequel to this, the way it was done by Mike Flanagan. I like the story better than this.
The actors they got for it.
The actors were good. I like the story better in the sequel, but this one is much better directed and filmed. I will say that. Much better directed and filmed, probably a bit better acted, but the story I like a lot better for the sequel. Because it gets more into what The Shining is.
Yes.
And it brings you actual evil characters.
I would have liked more backstory on the people here. Just a little bit more. It's on an Indian burial ground, but why does it want all these souls?
You could, but that's what's part of what leaves it ambiguous, because at the end, you're like,
you
leave the audience going, what the hell did I just see?
And then but then you have all those people that show up, and I get that you get more information about them in the book, but it would have been nice to be like, oh, that's that guy. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's that
Yeah,
guy,
it's always the fight between, do we tell the audience everything, or we leave them guessing and trying to come up with their own answers?
I don't think that's telling the audience everything. I think that's just giving them a little bit more than what they did. A little bit more information. Mm-hmm. I understand why they left it ambiguous. They like to let people's minds roam. It's just kind of annoying for a mind like mine that thrives on details.
You're like, I need the answers now!
I want to know! I want to know everything.
Just make up your own answer.
I don't need to know everything. No, it's not as much fun. I want it. Somebody put thought into that. I want to know what they thought.
Well, read the book then.
At some point, I probably will. Just because I do actively want to know, and I already know what happens, so it's not like there's anything to surprise me.
Well, there'll be some things that are different in the book.
Well, yeah, because...
There's no maze in the book itself.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'll let you know that much. And you know how in the sequel, Dr. Sleep, at the end, they burned down the hotel? That actually burned down the end of the initial book.
Oh.
So there was a lot of marrying with the two stories in that sequel that Mike Flanagan made, which he did great. And he does always a great horror film, because you can tell when he did Haunting of Hill House and Haunting of Bly Manor on Netflix, he had a lot of that as well with Dr. Sleep, and he has a lot of inspiration from this. This is like the definitive haunting type movie, in my opinion. And everything else carries a lot of inspiration from this movie and their type of haunting stories.
100%, especially in The Haunting of Hill House. Because, like, that's basically this done over.
A little bit, yeah.
But, you know...
Yeah, his version...
Mommy didn't get it.
Different from the book, but still very well done.
Yeah.
Another instance where film version, I think, is better than book version.
Yeah. I actually very much enjoyed Hill House with the story they presented. I also enjoyed Bly Manor. I would say that's a little less like this, because there's really only one bad ghost. The rest of them were just kind of there by default because
they were just a result of the one ghost, and
yeah.
They
so I feel like that's a little bit different in that sense.
If you haven't seen any of those, go watch them. We
definitely go.
Highly recommend it.
Especially if you love something like The Shining. They definitely go hand in hand. I will completely agree with that. And if you haven't seen Dr. Sleep yet, definitely should watch Dr. Sleep. For those of you like me, though, that hate seeing children get hurt, I will warn you, in Dr. Sleep, there are some scenes that...
They devour the soul of a child, basically. And he's screaming, and it's very real. Even the actors were like, holy shit, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm acting, bitch.
Yeah. Had a ball. The fucking actor had a ball.
Yeah, the kid loved it. Everyone else was disturbed as shit.
That's a baby. You're doing that. I would kill all. It definitely was believable. And I was completely hook, line, sinker going, they just destroyed a child. But it's very hard for people like me who do not like to see children get hurt. That's one of the things I didn't like about this movie originally, is that the kid was in danger. But I really like that at the end he gets away with his mom.
Yes. In this one, he gets away with his mom. So they are safe. The only one who dies is, unfortunately, the cook who's going there to help. And he just winds up getting... Gah! And then Jack, who's just... gets frozen to death, lost in the maze.
Yeah. Yeah, I do feel bad for the cook, but it's good on him that he kind of showed up anyway. Yeah, that is one of the things I definitely liked about this, is not only did you have a final girl, both her and the kid got away. They got away without having any violence, which is good, because the wife in this, the actress did a great job. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking her performance, but holy shit was she useless. Like, talk about no backbone.
Well, also, Stanley Kubrick treated her like absolute shit during the filming of this to try to give her more an isolated type of character and get her in that mode, and yeah, not cool, Stanley, but
really
that really went into her performance as well, just tired as all hell and just breaking down and unable to really
and then at the very end
stand up for yourself fully.
She was
doing the best she could.
I gotta kind of like poke at the performance just a little bit, because it kind of looked like she was doing some weird ass dance at certain points, and I was just like, is this how you really panic? I mean, like, don't get me wrong, she kept her wits about her really well enough to be able to go outside and be like, okay, that's my kid, get the fuck out of here. But before that, it's kind of surprising she didn't actually faint with the way she was going
it
on.
seemed like there were points where like she's just gonna faint. She just can't deal with what she's seeing right now.
I have seen other people that, weak is not the right word, but that sensitive, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. They couldn't have done that. Not even if it was their baby. They couldn't have done that. Anyway, the timeline was a little off And I don't like that plot hole. When they got there, it had been 5 months that he had been sober.
Oh, yeah, and he said that it was like 3 years ago.
When he dislocated the child's arm.
That's one of those things like, wait, is that a plot hole? Or is that a plot hole or is that an unreliable narration at that point? Because he's telling it to Lloyd, who's not really there. Maybe he's remembering the way he wants to remember it.
It's entirely possible.
So, because it's just him telling the story. So, you can excuse it in that sense, but if it's supposed to be taken literally, yeah, plot hole. They fucked that up because it's supposed to be 5 months since it happened originally. And he said, no, it was 3 years ago.
Yeah, it just makes you sit there and wonder, how old is that kid? You know?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Also, supposedly during the filming of this, they didn't tell him it was a horror film they were making. It was like a family drama in some way.
Yes!
Yeah.
I do remember that. They didn't tell him till after it was over so that the kid wouldn't be scarred for life. Which I think is admirable on their part. Because it's a small child. Like, if you watch the Disney docuseries about the making of a bunch of different shit, and one of them is the making of Narnia, when the little one is walking through the statue garden in the Winter Queen's palace, the director is just berating her. He's like, Mr. Tumnus is dead. It's your fault. And he's like trying his best to make her cry. And she's just like actively really bawling her eyes out over her imaginary friend, Mr. Tumnus, who isn't even real. And I felt so bad. Like, he apologized afterward, but the fact that they put a child through that is just not fair.
A little bit like how Wes Craven in Scream to get Drew Barrymore to get sad and cries, like he was talking about how Drew, they killed like the animal or something.
Okay, but Drew was at least a teenager to her early 20s. Yeah. She wasn't 7.
But he was trying to, it's in some way directors try to get the best emotional points out of their actors. Sometimes they do that shit.
I do get that, but I'm gonna give a squirrely eye to anybody who does that to anyone under 10.
Yeah.
That can scar somebody for life. Luckily,
Sam Raimi just beats Bruce Campbell up.
Well, that's an adult. Beat him up as much as you want.
Just hit him with a stick.
Yes.
They have a special relationship.
Yes. Overall, though, it is definitely a very well done movie. One that I am glad that I've watched.
It is highly regarded. One of the top 10 horror films, pretty much any list anybody makes.
Yeah. I like the element they use of the kids trying to woo the kid in.
Come play with us, Stanley. Forever.
They should have just made them twins, though.
And ever.
Like, it would have been creepier if they were twins.
They look like twins.
They look like twins. You should have just made them twins. It was pointless to have them be 2 years apart. Should have just fucking made them twins. Because then they could have had that weird, creepy twin vibe, too,
It still
sometimes the twins can do that.
For somebody who might not have been paying attention to the ages of the girls, oh, they're twins! And they just accept it and they already have it there. Another one of those weird little things where the dates are off, it seems like.
Yeah.
On the numbering. So maybe that's intentional, or maybe it's just a fuck up. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. I wonder what building they actually got to use to do it, or if it was all sets.
Yeah. I also really like how in Ready Player One, during that one scene, they recreated the whole overlook for that middle portion of the film during that challenge. I'm like, holy shit.
Down to the dancing ballroom. But
yeah, that was amazing.
You could tell they were all dead in that, if you haven't seen Ready Player One, which you haven't.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. It's very much like Pixels almost. I put it on the same level. But like...
Yeah, but I bet Spielberg loved recreating the overlook.
Yes.
For that, because I loved it.
It was great. It was very well done. It was very accurate. He did it properly.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that they added something like that in there, that they could recreate, that it was like that important,
And then when they go in, they play the theme, dun 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 dun, like that death theme, some type of death motif that's known musically. There are YouTube videos about it. But yeah, it's just like, oh my god, this is great. They recreated that.
You don't have a real theme for The Shining.
Yeah, but overall, the whole soundtrack to this, the whole...
It definitely suited it.
It just creates this eeriness I love.
Understated, which normally I don't like, but I think in this circumstance,
but it
was perfect.
It just pervades the whole movie, though. Just,
it does.
Just the whole mood, and I love it.
It does, but it has about the same amount of soundtrack as the Thing.
No, this has more. The Thing was much more subdued, in my opinion. This one, you can hear it in points much more throughout this.
Smoother. I will definitely give that it was smoother. But I think it was perfect for it too. Like, I agree with you on that front, that it was absolutely perfect for it. And it's perfect for showing in the middle of wintertime.
Yeah.
You know, when everybody's stuck inside because it's cold out and we're all depressed because no sunlight.
Pretty much so. What are your final thoughts on this one?
Final thoughts are it's very well done, very worth a watch, a rewatch. Especially when you look at things and you see things you missed before, like how the toilets are different in there. It's just weird.
Good use of color. Yeah.
Great use of color. I like the story and the concept of it a lot. This is one I actually, as much as I don't think, oh God, his name went away. I just used it a little bit ago. What's his face could ever be recreated.
What's his face? What?
The main character.
Jack Nicholson?
Yes, that's the one. Thank you. I'm tired. My brain's starting to fizzle a little. Especially I don't think Jack Nicholson could do, could be, like, done better than Jack Nicholson. I would find it interesting to see it done today.
I'd have fun playing that part. I would know to...
You would.
I would keep it much more.
Well with that part.
I'd keep it more subdued initially before the crazy takes over.
It's interesting because I think you would do a great job with that because you've also watched Heathers a lot. You watched Christian Slater, who was emulating Jack Nicholson from The Shining.
A little bit, yeah. Essentially.
Throughout the entire movie. So yes, I think you could do that very well.
Yeah, Heathers is great.
Heathers is a wonderful movie.
I love JD.
Yeah, and you basically are JD, especially when you're mad. Which I haven't seen that often, but I promise you it fits. Anyway,
Thanks.
It's a compliment, I promise.
Okay.
You're never mad at me.
No. I'm mostly mad at video games when bullshit happens.
Yes. Overall, though, final thought is it's a great movie. It's also, I think, a good gateway horror movie because it's not so heart-stopping. There are parts that raise your anxiety, but they aren't 24/7.
No. It's not one where you're rewatching and you're just clinging to my arm.
Right.
Dreading what's going to happen next. It's not a movie that does that to you, but it has this overall tone and feel of just, this is not right.
It's got that eerie feel.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it's a good gateway one, because it doesn't...
I saw it when I was young.
Hit you the whole way through, Like, there are parts of it that are creepy, but they're not like...
It's not massively gory or anything like that. I mean,
right,
you get scenes of, like, death and blood, but nothing that's like, oh, I'm going to kill you and this is going to gush out of you actively like a slasher would.
Huge jump scares or anything like that.
No.
So yeah, all in all, great movie, good gateway horror movie. I really, really like The Maze.
Yeah.
Those are my final thoughts.
Okay, so that was The Shining, the 1980 film by Stanley Kubrick, a adaptation of the Stephen King novel. And Stephen King's done some good shit, had some great movies, and maybe we'll get
out books every year. It'd be stupid if they didn't make a movie off of them at some point.
Maybe we'll get some more classic Stephen King movies here eventually. There are some good ones. I haven't seen
a whole lot of them either.
You've seen like Carrie and Christine.
I've seen Carrie, I've seen Christine, I've seen The Shining, we've seen Dr. Sleep.
And Dr. Sleep. Other ones though.
I've never seen Salem's Lot.
Pet Cemetery.
I've never seen all of Pet Cemetery.
Haven't seen It.
Haven't seen It, all of It. I've seen bits of Pet Cemetery. I've seen bits of It. Isn't Cujo's?
Cujo is Stephen King as well.
Haven't seen that either.
Yeah, these are all classic Stephen King adaptations. You have seen Misery.
I have seen Misery. You guys have seen me see Misery.
Yeah, she was all suspensed out on that one.
Oh my god, the fact that I still have hair is a miracle. I was ready to yank it out. That was so rough.
Yeah.
So much suspense.
That really got her. But maybe in the future we'll do more of those. We do have already kind of a slate planned out throughout all of April currently, because we got to do a bunch of these before she goes on her winter trip to Adventure, Florida, whatever.
Adventure.
Adventure time in Florida.
That's it.
So, yeah. We'll see what else will happen on the horizon when she's back. Probably around May, we'll have a little more of the opportunity to do more Stephen King. But there's a whole lot more coming. And if you are a Patreon subscriber, you'll see them in advance. YouTube, you'll see them about at least once every week. Some Fridays here or there, or special holidays, depending. So, all right. So, thank you for watching.
Yes.
And thank you for
subscribing.
Yes, words. I know them.
Are hard.
Thank you for subscribing if you do that, and liking, commenting, do all that fun YouTube crap.
Especially the comments, they're always fun.
Always fun to read. So, and we hope you will stay with us for the next video, whenever that is.
We hope that throughout the winter, as it is much harder for folks, that you are doing well, you are finding things that give you joy, and that you're not, you know, sitting at a typewriter all day staring, and we're not remembering to take time to take care of yourself. Self-care is important, especially when you aren't getting vitamin D.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Stay spooky, y'all.
Yeah.
Have a great winter.
And to all a good night.
Bye.